Hi guys, we're here at Pablo Silva Jiu-Jitsu in Houston, Texas with Alex Lane.
What's up, guys?
Alex, where are you from?
I'm originally from Huntington Beach, California. I was an Army brat, so I moved around a lot, and I eventually settled in Louisiana, which is where I kind of started really training jiu-jitsu, and then eventually made my way to Texas.
Great. What brings you here to Houston?
I was looking to go to Atos in San Diego, but I had a couple of things happen, and I eventually got an invite from one of my teammates here to come train, and after that, Professor Pablo Silva invited me to come train out here full time, and decided to take that instead of going to Atos.
Awesome. How do you like Texas?
Man, I love Texas. It's I'm definitely big on traveling, and Texas has such a big state, has so many things to do, and not just jiu-jitsu. You know, when I was in Louisiana, I kind of felt like I was stuck and I was stagnant, and I like being out here for sure.
So tell us a little bit about your jiu-jitsu, your style. Who are the main influences?
My main influencers, probably my first professor, Tim Crater on Louisiana. A lot of Carlos Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And then along, of course, my current professor, Pablo, he's really shown me how to play the point system and stuff like that. But outside of my professors that I've had, I'd probably say Rafa Mendez has been a big influencer. I've gone to a lot of his seminars, always walk away with a lot of knowledge and feel like I got a lot better. And then watching from the outside, Nicholas Mergali for sure. I like his collar and sleeve, his Deli Hiva X, use that a lot, so.
Great practitioners of the art. Is jiu-jitsu like primary mode you express yourself?
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. I've been training since I was 17. I'm 25 now, and it's what I've done every day for the last 8 years. You know, when I'm not doing jiu-jitsu, I feel lost, and yeah, man, it's my life. I can't imagine it not doing it. Like, people always ask you, like, what would you do, like, if money wasn't like a factor, and jiu-jitsu would definitely be it.
Yeah, man, that's for me personally too. One thing that I always come back to in jiu-jitsu is a really great centering mechanism. It's just a lifestyle that brings you to your center. For sure. Like, you feel like problems in life, things come up, life beats you down, like you get back on the mat.
And maybe
find that balance again.
Suddenly things that getting beat up on the mat, you're like, man, maybe it's not so bad out there, you know. Yeah. So
cool, man, awesome. So do you consider yourself a professional?
I would. I recently, probably about like 8 months ago, I made the transition from having a full-time job. You know, I was a mechanic for a long time, and I quit doing that. I felt like I wasn't giving my 100% to jiu-jitsu. I wasn't giving 100% to my job. And like I said, if money wasn't a factor, what would I do? And it was jiu-jitsu. So I came here to train, and so I made that leap, and now I've been training full-time for probably like the last 8-9 months.
Yeah, I tell a lot of up-and-coming kids that are training with me, or just, you know, athletes like a Roberto Jimenez. I tell them all the time, encouraging, like, you got to consider yourself professional. You got to have the mindset that this is what you do, this is your calling. Like, if it's your passion, man, don't be an amateur, you know, be professional.
If you're gonna give it, like, if you're gonna do anything in life, give it 100%, you know. So that's what I'm doing. And in the long run of things, like, having my own academy is where I would like to see myself. So I didn't feel like putting time into something that I wasn't gonna be doing, and that I picture myself doing in the next 5 years.
Great. Have any ideas on where you'd like to open someday?
Man, that's really hard. I've lived all over, so it's really hard. Right now, Texas looks really great. Going back to Louisiana, I have a good following out there. Also, I'm a California boy, man. Like, I love that place. I miss it every day. So California is also a good place, but it's also, like, I think the market out there is very, like, saturated. A lot of jiu-jitsu schools out there.
How does jiu-jitsu impact your daily life?
That's all I do. I wake up, I come to the 11 o'clock class, I leave here, I do private lessons to help to support myself financially, and I come and I train at night. Days that we have lifting, I try to come to that. If I can't do that, if I can't make it to lifting sessions, I lift on my own. We have a great facility upstairs. I teach at a school that's about an hour away, but, you know, it helps pay the bills. So
Great.
It's every day. Everything I do is jiu-jitsu.
That's probably one of the most common ways athletes, martial artists, and jiu-jitsu make a living teaching. And I always try to encourage athletes to like start teaching somewhere, somehow. That's a great path. It's a great step up because it also gives you a good perspective, like another perspective on actually practicing jiu-jitsu, right?
For sure. I'm a really big believer in like you could be a really good athlete, but you might not be a very good teacher, right? But at the same time, I believe a big part of your jiu-jitsu journey should be able to have the ability to pass along the art, you know? So as much as competing and having good results in competition is a big thing for me, I believe that passing along the art is another big mission in my life.
So Alex, tell me what's your biggest dream?
Probably my biggest one would be to own my own academy one day. Winning a world title is great, being a champion is great, but I really believe that my mission in life is to help others through jiu-jitsu. You know, I see it transform so many people's lives. You have so many people from different walks of life come in here, and I truly believe that jiu-jitsu is something that can help a lot of people. They just don't really know about it yet.
Right.
You know, the everyday person, they really struggle with the idea of adversity. You know, everyone's taught like they're not mentally strong, but I believe the jiu-jitsu, it breaks you down, but you stick with it, and it teaches you to pick yourself back up. You know, like every time you tap, you don't quit. You get back on the mat and you do it again. You know, like it's not, the more consistent you are with it, the better you will get, and I believe that translates to life as well.
That's a good way to explain it. It's kind of it's a hard concept to explain to people that don't train, but we all have like a self and an ego, right? So one way I try to explain to people is the ego is always trying to, which is an important part of us as individuals, is the ego keeps us consistent with our daily life, you know, responsibilities and that kind of thing. But it also is a big hindrance, right? Learning to fail is like the biggest thing for youth and for kids, and that's a great thing. The great tool jiu-jitsu provides. Learn to fail, learn how to learn from that is a great way to approach life. Awesome, man. What do you do outside of jiu-jitsu? What do you like to do on a daily basis? Hobbies, interests?
I don't really do much outside of jiu-jitsu, man. I'm not necessarily a jiu-jitsu nerd, but jiu-jitsu is my passion. It's my life. I truly enjoy training, competing, teaching. I enjoy every aspect of it. When I'm not training or anything like that, I like to travel. You know, I like to sightsee. I like to go on adventures and I don't know, just make memories. There's a big world out there, and I'd like to see all of it.
Traveling is a great common factor amongst competitors as well, right? We're always going around.
There's another thing is like traveling, you meet, there's so much jiu-jitsu out there, so I think that's really one thing that complements me is like my hobby outside of jiu-jitsu is traveling. Like I get to go see places, but I also get to experience new jiu-jitsu out there, you know, spread my jiu-jitsu, but at the same time, take a little bit back with me.
Right, and you get to meet so many people and have almost instant connections, right, all over the world. So Alex, what are some memorable moments in your career?
Man, it's really hard to pick like just one, but something that really sticks out to me is all the times that I've got to train with some like high-level people. Not necessarily like my accomplishments, but training with people like Rafa Mendez or Rafael Lovato Jr. and stuff like that, and really like putting into perspective like how vast jiu-jitsu is, you know, like as a brown belt, like I feel like I'm progressing and I'm getting better and I'm doing well in competition, but then you roll with some of the greats and you're just like, man, I'm not even close, you know, like the journey is never ending, and it's great to be humbled like that and to realize that like the journey's only just getting started. So
man, it's so humbling, right? It's crazy. Awesome. So guys, we're going to check out some techniques with Alex. He's going to demonstrate some of his favorite moves. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. Roll the world, lifestyle art. Boss.